Thank you for taking the time to watch the 39th Street Church of Christ Daily Devotional. The devotional today is I'm Going to Mark You, presented by Jack Williams. I'm going to mark you. Well, actually, I probably already have. If you're watching this and I know you, the likelihood is I've marked you in some way. Now, I'm not talking about Romans 16:17. That's where people usually, their mind goes when they speak about marking. You mark those who have brought in divisions, contrary to the doctrine you received, and you avoid those. I don't want to do that. Sometimes you have to, but you really don't like it. But in Philippians, the 3rd chapter, in verse 17, the Apostle Paul talks about marking those who walk so as we for an example. In other words, he, of course, he himself, 1 Corinthians 11:1 said, follow me because I'm a follower of Christ. But he says there are other people like that too. And what you need to do is you need to mark them. You need to look for those examples, those encouragers that are all around us. For example, you look in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 16th chapter, verse 18, and you find 3 individuals that oftentimes we don't speak of. Stephanus, Fortunatus, and Achaicus. I think that's how they're pronounced. Don't even say their names very often. But he talks about the fact that these individuals had all refreshed his spirit. Now, that's the kind of people I want to know, and I want to mark. I want to be a refresher to others, and I am so thankful that I'm surrounded by others who are refreshers. I look and I see them, and those are the ones I want to mark. You think about those individuals now that are a drain on you at times. That's sad. But we can be that refresher to them. I want to be that, and I want to find others who are that way. Might be like the Apostle Paul. I want to find people like him and mark those, and I want to be one who, even in the midst of trial and struggle, just overcomes everything. I continue to press on towards the prize of a high calling in Christ Jesus because I know whom I believe. I can be that person who keeps God in the forefront, and I want to find others like that because sometimes it's hard. And if you find others who are doing that, you mark those for an example, and you want to follow their life, their lifestyle. You find individuals such as we read of in 2 Timothy, the 1st chapter, in verse 5. There's Lois and Eunice. One of the sad things is, it talks about their faith that was now in Timothy, but his dad wasn't one who imparted that faith. And obviously his grandfather wasn't either. Maybe he'd gone on. But the fact is, I see people who aren't surrounded by the encouragers, the faithful examples, and yet they keep on and they themselves impart that faith to others. That's the strength I want. And those are the people that I myself want to mark and follow. I look and I see individuals who, as you read of in the scriptures, how many times do you read of, in the Philippian letter even, of those who the church was in their house? Now you think about the difficulty of worshiping, but here it is, you have the church meet in your house. I look at people who go the extra mile to, number one, worship God, and number two, encourage and help others to do it. When we're gathering together, we're surrounded by people like that who lead in worship, who are there. They're singing psalms, hymns, spiritual songs to one another. You see their example in prayer as they're so contemplative and meditative about the Lord's Supper as they take it. You see every act of worship in their life, and they do it. Well, now I look and I miss those examples. I'm not around them, around a few each time we assemble. But what about those who are laboring so hard? You know who I mark now? Those who take the time to worship online. Sometimes it's hard to keep your mind straight while you're in a building surrounded by people. What about whenever you're in your house? Sometimes you can just say, I'm not going to take the time. Well, I'm so thankful for all of those. The reality is, like I said, if you're watching this, chances are I've already marked you. And I pray that my life is such that you can mark me for an example. But every one of us, we need those examples to mark in our lives so that we know we're not alone, so that we know we can do it. I'm thankful that I was able to mark you, and I pray that my life is such that you can mark me. You have a good day, and you go out, Bible in hand, Bible in heart. Mark those individuals who walk so, for examples. But you be one too. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to watch this short devotional. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be notified of other devotionals that will be forthcoming. Also, we encourage you to join us online live as we stream our services at each service time. More information can be found on our website at the link below. Thank you.